Yeah, kind of crazy to see Firstkiller in this position. 0-4 is not a scoreline that any of us expected after his win in dominant fashion in the playoffs for stage 1 of the competition. But yeah, that just shows that it's not just EU that's incredibly stacked in Salt Mine 3, it's also North America. I think the addition of players like Cosmic, Diaz, Wavy, and Evo returning to farm, it really has caused this competition to be a lot more competitive than the Rocket League community initially expected. But this is Firstkiller playing to get out of last place. If he can beat CRR and Cosmic beats Lion Blaze, Firstkiller can move himself up to 5th, which wouldn't get him playoffs, but it would look a little bit better. And it would also give him 1 point in the overall standings, which is relevant because the overall points are used to decide the seeding for the double money playoffs in stage 3. And just like the playoffs in stage 1 and 2, you want to be top 4 to get that extra life in the double money playoffs. Early backwall demo for Firstkiller puts him up 1-0. CRR lost to Firstkiller in game 5 in the first stage of the competition. I had a chance to talk to him about that, and he said that next time that they play, he's going to get his revenge. So this for him is all about revenge as well as hunting a top 2 spot in his group. If you had a chance to watch Firstkiller's performances yesterday, you'll know that he wasn't actually that far off his usual level. I think he didn't have the usual Game 5 ice and the Game 5 consistency that we expect to see from a player like him. But it was mostly his opponent stepping up to his level rather than him dropping down to his opponent's level. So CRR is going to need to perform here if he's going to take down Firstkiller, especially a Firstkiller now who literally has nothing to lose. There's no pressure on Firstkiller. He's playing for 1 point in the overall point standings. CRR, of course, playing for current playoff stage 2 seeding, which is a lot more important. Firstkiller booming a shot towards his own post and saving the follow-up from CRR. I mean, when I'm watching Firstkiller's movement in all these matches, he looks very clean for the most part. He's not slowed down. He doesn't look like he's being outpaced by anyone. It really does make it all the more puzzling as to how he's ended up losing 4 series. And again, my own interpretation of that is that the competition's improved because Firstkiller doesn't look too bad as he flip resets after an almost vertical takeoff to go up 3-0 against CRR. I don't think I actually mentioned, of course, that CRR is in the Esper. If you're just listening to the video and not currently watching, if you're just listening to the stream and thinking, what's that noise? What is that engine? It's the Esper. CRR's decided to bring out the Esper. So question, quick chat. Quick chat? I keep calling Twitch chat quick chat today. Question for you guys. Did CRR play the Esper against Diaz, or is this a special delivery just for his matchup against Firstkiller? By the way, that is a beautiful catch to reset his flip on that play. CRR getting his first goal on the board in very stylish fashion. Looks like nobody was... No, not versus Diaz. Okay, interesting. CRR's got a second goal here. Just getting in the way of Firstkiller's intended recovery after a successful flick on target. I actually had a interesting question the other day via the nextrank.com email list. I forget who it was that was asking, so sorry if you're listening. But they said, what can you be doing in free play? Because you often hear pros and people in Rocket League scene saying that you need to play free play to get better at Rocket League, but a lot of people don't really know what they're supposed to be doing in free play. You watch pros do it and they're just booming the ball around and making impossible plays a reality. But you know, if you're just a beginner level or an intermediate level for Rocket League, some important things you can work on in free play if you want to add it to your Rocket League gameplay are just simple flicks, simple shots, and simple bounce reads. You know, hitting the ball into a wall, trying to read the bounce and getting another hit on it, that's a very important part of the game that you can really drill efficiently in free play. You know, getting those little flicks immediately from the center circle, another great drill that you could do. One that actually helped CRR get his second goal of the game there, just getting underneath the ball and immediately flicking it. And of course, setting up shots with good first touches, another very easy to drill thing in free play that you can quickly reset and repeat, and get much more efficient practice than you can if you're actually playing Rocket League 2v2, for example. Big hit from Firstkiller in the back corner there. CRR is going to try and redirect this. He does get something on it, but it's more vertical than a threat from Firstkiller's POV. Now this is definitely a threat for CRR. Firstkiller fakes him out and hits a low shot under the pre-jump. Too threatening. Firstkiller full control with the aerial attack. CRR just flopping around as he tries to figure out what's happening. I don't think CRR is trolling in this car. I think this is a car that he's confident in. You know, for him to bring it out against Firstkiller, he's not trolling. You know, although Firstkiller is only playing for 5th/6th place right now, CRR is playing for potential top 2. So this is definitely not trolling. He's got a lot to play for, and CRR is one of the most revenge-driven players in NA right now. I think if there's one guy that he'd love to beat, it would be Firstkiller. He's got a list of players. Anyone who beats him, they're on CRR's list, and the next time he plays them, he's going to lean forward in his chair and try that little bit extra hard against them. Firstkiller looking so consistent in this game. That's probably making it all the more confusing as to his current predicament with regards to the overall standings. That floor pinch was extremely close to landing there from Firstkiller. Just really hasn't dropped off in pace at all, has he? The mechanics look pretty clean as well. I think, whatever struggles Firstkiller has had in this stage, he's told us earlier on. I don't know if I actually mentioned during this series, but I mentioned it earlier on that he said he's not feeling 100% right now in real life. He's got a bit of a fever, so like I said earlier on, get well soon, Firstkiller. Hope you're feeling better tomorrow. But even with that, he's still able to play at an incredibly high level, bringing a bunch of the best players in the region to Game 5. And now, putting a beating on CRR in the opening game of their series. Yeah, I think whatever is causing Firstkiller to struggle in this second stage of the competition, I do expect him to be back with a vengeance for Stage 3. The big stage. This is, kind of the calm before the storm, I guess. If I dare call it that. If anything that we've seen in Stage 2 could be labeled as calm. Let's say, maybe not calm in a vacuum, but definitely calm compared to what we're likely to see in Stage 3. That's when Salt Mine 3 will peak, and that's going to be the official stage to decide who will be victorious, who will be the champion of this edition of Salt Mine 3. Oh my goodness, what an air dribble by CRR. That last touch on the ball is so deceptively quick. Firstkiller thought he had a good line to get a save here, and then all of a sudden the ball just flew off the front of this Esper and goes right over Firstkiller's head. He's got some time to work with here, CRR. Not done yet in Game 1. That's not the kickoff he wanted. Actually, Firstkiller might have just turned it into a good kickoff though for CRR with that missed shot. CRR looking to counter quickly. Cuts in field after the mine game. Firstkiller picks a good challenging angle, then almost leaves his net wide open. Luckily for Firstkiller, CRR did not have control, and he was easily able to get back and make the save. Flip reset Firstkiller. Still CRR hunting for the impossible comeback. He's going to have a chance at the end of this game, but he'll need a comeback similar to Moxie versus Zen in EU Stage 1 if he's going to come back from 3 goals with 16 seconds to go. It all starts with a kickoff goal or a strong kickoff possession. One of those has to happen here if CRR is going to have any chance of coming back, and it's not going to be either. Too much time will be needed to get a goal by the looks of things. Of course, CRR will try, but it's not likely to work. Firstkiller denies him, and it will be Game 1 to Firstkiller. Still, to me, I'm still so confused at his current status at 0-4 in Group A. He looks so good. He just still looks absolutely terrifying on the pitch. Pretty even stat lines on the Next Rank post-game stats. Use !TNR in Twitch chat or scroll down to the YouTube description if you want to find the link for thenextrank.com. You can sign up for 15% discount on release of the Rocket League course, brought to you by myself and apparently Jack, and you can get exclusive access for free to now 4 YouTube videos that we have recorded related to Rocket League topics. Today's, I think, that's going out is how to condition your opponents, which is extremely important in 1v1, but also has plenty of practical application in all Rocket League game modes. So across the board in Group A, we've got 1-0s. Well, actually, no, we don't. Lionblaze Cosmic still yet to have a Game 1 confirmation. AJ taking a game off Diaz. Is this going to be the first loss for Diaz? Remember, AJ is hoping to get a 3-1 or a 3-0 win in that series. If he wants to take the #1 seed in the group, then it needs to be 3-1 or 3-0 over Diaz. A 3-2 would not suffice. As we get into Game 2, CRR hunting for revenge. He's still in the Esper. No card change yet for CRR. He believes in the Esper, which I think is an Octane hitbox, pretty sure. Been a while since I've had to think about that. This was, I think, one of the first rounds of cars that came out. What was the other car that came out at the same time as the Esper? I'm pretty sure it was a part of a 2-car DLC. Beautiful read by Firstkiller there, even saving his dodge to get a counter attack off more quickly, and it lands way before CRR can recover. So put him up 1-0. Oh, it's a hybrid. Okay, it doesn't look like a hybrid, the Esper. It looks more like an Octane hitbox. Masamune. Okay, there's Masamune and the Esper. Interesting. Firstkiller looking for 2, and he's going to get it. Monstrous dunk in front of the net. Firstkiller cannot be stopped. CRR got quite a hard hit on the ball, but he was just a bit too high. Firstkiller goes right through it. Firstkiller looks completely reinvigorated. And look at the plays he's producing now. When you talk about unstoppable shots, that's a flip reset pre-flip bump. Yeah, good luck saving that one. He clips the ball one more time, sending it into the roof of the net, which might have already been good enough for a goal. Just in case, he bumped CRR anyway. Yeah, he's definitely somewhat back, Firstkiller. That's a nice beat, though. Big shot from the midfield for CRR in the Esper. Yeah, he just had a better position there. Firstkiller probably shouldn't be going for that one. Not really any chance for him to get there before CRR does. How is this guy 0-4? Yeah, I think you speak for everybody when you say that, because Firstkiller, we've seen 3 now. This is third group stage match that we've been able to watch. And in the Diaz series, he was honestly playing very well. I think Diaz is just actually that good. I really, really rate Diaz. Then Firstkiller AJ, obviously AJ is playing really well in this competition, so I think that was overall a pretty good performance from Firstkiller. I think the only disappointments I've seen from Firstkiller in either of the series were the Game 5s. So everything else was fine, honestly, by Firstkiller. Just a bit of mistakes in Game 5 against Diaz and AJ that I can remember. Yeah, he forfeited very early against Diaz, 6-2 down in Game 5, and then against AJ, he had a forfeit as well in Game 5, down 6-3, when he ended up overextending unnecessarily a couple of times. We're not headed to Game 5 in this one. If Firstkiller keeps going like this, CRR just cannot stop him right now. He cannot read him. CRR is probably thinking, hey, I'm glad this guy's not making playoffs. CRR's already secured playoffs for himself, I believe. Unless there's some crazy 3-way tie or 2-way tie world that I am not calculating. I think CRR is good for playoffs himself. The problem for Lionblaze is that being 1-0 down against Cosmic means he can only gain 2-game win-loss differential in that series, even if he does come back to win it. And that's also the worst possible scoreline CRR can have, which would take it to head-to-head, which Lionblaze loses. So I think, yeah, CRR should be good. Yeah, he'll be thinking, thank goodness I don't have to beat Firstkiller in the playoffs. Luckily, everybody else in the group handled that for me. 5-1 game 2. CRR trying to make it 2. And this, he will make it 2. Ball ricocheting off quite a few surfaces on its way to the bottom corner here. Nice little delayed shot though by CRR to bait the pre-jump from Firstkiller and then follow through to force the ball into the goal. Well, CRR is back within 2 now. Big kickoff to the inside. Leaves the net completely wide open. Firstkiller was looking for a wave dash recovery kickoff on the outside of the ball there, which of course does not work. When you're trying to get a good wave dash recovery kickoff, you generally want to be opposite your opponent. Yeah, Firstkiller was not opposite CRR that occasion. He's not opposite this occasion either. It's going to be another goal for CRR. All of a sudden, we've got a 1-goal game. Firstkiller has to stabilize with the kickoffs. That's a better result for him, but it's still CRR favored. CRR brings it down, flicks straight away. And a nice save by Firstkiller, going to stick to the ball as he recovers there. CRR has dispossessed him. Firstkiller returns the favor. Boost seal to Firstkiller now. CRR still has plenty to deal with. Oh, wow. Firstkiller just completely disrespects him, though, with a rebound after flying off the back corner. I mean, look how quickly Firstkiller got back to the ball. That first touch was absolutely insane by FK. CRR had enough boost to deal with the center ball, but he just didn't expect to have to deal with it that quickly. He's responded again with a strong kickoff, though. Well, well, well. It's CRR's kickoffs that are keeping him in this one. Firstkiller still to find a stable strategy. This looks to be a bit better as he intentionally takes the ball to his own back corner. Instead of trying to win the kickoff, he's just trying desperately not to lose it at this point. CRR is all over him again. This is awkward for Firstkiller. He's done well. CRR once more able to take the ball away from him. Oh, has he left the net open though? Firstkiller fakes. Firstkiller passes to himself off the bar and puts in a 7th goal. Very convincing fake by Firstkiller there, just baiting CRR's pre-jump and then cleanly putting the ball past him. Firstkiller can stabilize in the kickoff game. He still looks brilliant from the midfield. Most of the midfield plays are going his favor. That's not a good kickoff recovery though by FK. He's missed the mid boost. Looks like he will survive and maybe even have an advantageous position. Oh yes, he will now. CRR's completely beamed it. He tried to take the ball to the back corner, but he just pops it vertically. That's a big misplay by CRR. Obviously he wanted to hit the ball awkwardly and make it impossible for Firstkiller to play it while also securing the mid boost. But that's not how you do it, as he has it all to do again. And now the kickoffs are not working in his favor as well. Well, Firstkiller overextends, gets punished. He's definitely not there yet. CRR still in with a good chance. That was not the play that FK wanted, but he's always got that lovely celebration. I've got to compliment him on the celebration there as CRR scores. I really feel like Firstkiller above everyone else is quite good at setting that one up. I'd love to see him use it in a play in some way. I'm sure it's somewhat viable in the future for Rocket League. Firstkiller just driving the ball to the back corner. Now flicking from distance. He's threatening a rebound here. Goes for it. CRR saw him coming. That should be a goal for CRR again. He stopped Firstkiller's point blank range shot. And the boost advantage results in a 7th goal for him. It's a couple of overextensions now for Firstkiller as he starts to lose the lead. Luckily for Firstkiller, this is the least likely kickoff for him to end up immediately conceding from. You know, a lot of people sometimes speculate why that is. I think it's the extra boost pad that you get on the straight spawn in the middle helps both players to make it into midfield play. Also, the fact that it's not a kickoff with any angle in the approach makes it harder for players to create some kind of winning hit on the ball. Firstkiller looking to make it a 2-goal gap once again. Immediate shoot past CRR, but no, not going to get it over him. It's going to be CRR's recovery. It's a good one. Flick is not, though. CRR unable to create any offensive threat in that position. But Firstkiller's, again, pretty low on boost. He's in a precarious position. Doesn't get demoed. Luckily for him, CRR's run out of boost as well. Firstkiller able to catch the ball on his own goal line, continue running into it. He should be able to ground this. It's an awkward position for CRR. It won't work out. It's 2-0 Firstkiller. A surprisingly difficult game for him to figure the kickoff strategies out, but once he did stabilize in that regard, he was good to hold on for the rest of the game. I think we've got a couple of other results that we can report to you guys. 2-0 here, and the battle for first place in the group is now level. A very strong response by Diaz against AJ in their match. AJ took game 1 8-5, 7-2 for Diaz in the next game. And although, yeah, Cosmic Lion Blaze is still 1-0 to Cosmic, it looks like Cosmic is just a few seconds away from making that 2-0. And yeah, like I can confirm, just having a quick look at Corelli's stream, Cosmic is going to be 2-0 in that series as well, as the second game is about to reach a conclusion. He's got a 3-goal lead for himself. And that puts Cosmic way clear of Lion Blaze in game win-loss differential. CRR, though, is seeing his win-loss diff plummet at the hands of Firstkiller. He's still sticking to the Esper, which is interesting, because when we've seen CRR against Firstkiller in the past, it's not been Esper. It's always been Octane or Fennec. And now, today, for some reason, he decided that he's feeling a new car that hasn't worked up until this point. Let's see what CRR has left. Like I said earlier on in the series, he's one of the most revenge-driven Rocket League players at this level. And, of course, he'll definitely see the benefit of winning in this kind of setting. In a reverse sweep against a player that got the last win against him. Pre-flip flick by Firstkiller, though. Will shoot the ball right over his shoulder and leave him absolutely no chance. Oh, the deception is just ridiculous on that play. Look how side onto the ball Firstkiller was on the right side before flipping underneath it. Truly unbelievable timing as Firstkiller ties the game. You know, when Firstkiller has had, or rather, when CRR has had success against Firstkiller in the past, he's been able to, you know, really put pressure on Firstkiller with his early challenges, and he's been able to back Firstkiller up into a corner, but that's not really been possible today. Firstkiller's been too quick, and now he outplays CRR with an intentional hit into the post and an open net on the follow-up. Just unplayable there, Firstkiller. CRR diving across the net. As the open net at the near post was a real threat that he had to worry about. Firstkiller trying to finish a disappointing group stage in stunning fashion. Still wouldn't be good enough to make playoffs, but he might be good enough to send Lion Blaze into 6th place in the group, and that might not matter too much for Firstkiller. He's good to make stage 3 regardless. He's already got a ton of points to his name after winning stage 1. A nice flick by CRR. It looked like he might have lost control of this one as the ball kicked off the front of his car as he jumped to set up the flick, but he clipped it really well in the follow-through. You know, it's not so much a flick as a shot somewhat. But the result is the same. Top left corner and a tie game. Yeah, just to give you guys an idea of how this is shaping up for Firstkiller and Lion Blaze. Firstkiller has now passed Lion Blaze in game win-loss differential, even though Lion Blaze has 1 series win to his name and Firstkiller does not. The fact that Firstkiller's kept every series he's been in very close actually has him leading Lion Blaze in game win-loss. And that being the first tiebreaker means that if Firstkiller can close out this series against CRR and Cosmic continues to beat Lion Blaze on Corelli's stream, Firstkiller will actually finish 5th place in the group, bagging 1 more point in the overall standings and leaving Lion Blaze with 0 points to his name. It's a disaster for Lion Blaze, who would otherwise be locking in a promo relegation spot, or rather locking in a group stage spot even for next stage of the competition. And now it's looking less and less likely with the resurgence of Firstkiller and his own struggles in the series, which is also playing out right now. Firstkiller clinical. TRR remaining strong from the kickoff. Oh, well done, Firstkiller, though. He's just completely killed all of CRR's momentum. CRR will pass himself off the inside of the post. Look at the speed for Firstkiller's follow-up, though. After a brief stop, he just springs into action and gets a pre-flip finish once again. So quick off the mark there. Firstkiller, even at a boost deficit, able to generate so much speed because he doesn't take inefficient routes to the ball. I think this is probably one of the most impressive parts about Firstkiller's game to me, is whenever you see him going for the ball, he's always taking the most efficient path. He never, or almost never, takes an inefficient approach. Look at this as well. Firstkiller at a bit of an awkward angle there. No problem, just keeps air rolling and counter-attacks with ease. After the half flip initially put him on the wrong side of the ball. 6-2 CRR. Seeing himself plummet down the overall standings. He was 3rd going into this round with thoughts of maybe getting into a top 2 position. But those thoughts are long gone. I tell you what though, that's a decent outcome from the half flip kickoff. Firstkiller didn't know what to do about it. Looks like Firstkiller tried to get around the ball and take it to his back corner, which is the proper response to the half flip kickoff when you're already in front in your game. But you need to create a bit more distance between yourself and the ball while you're turning. If you try and turn right next to the ball like that, you don't have any momentum to actually hit the ball and get your car out of the danger area on the retreat. Got to take a wider turn and try to keep your momentum, because you're not going to have any boost once that move is complete. Firstkiller looking for the pogo outplay. CRR stops that one. Firstkiller just walks right underneath him though. The threat is imminent. Firstkiller has CRR jumping for no reason. And he controls the 50-50 so well to make it a 4-goal difference. The sweep is just 2 minutes and 18 seconds away. And where did this come from? I mean, the amount of times I've seen in the chat an accurate comment that says, "Don't understand how this guy's 0-4." Yeah, me neither. I don't understand how Firstkiller's 0-4 at all. It doesn't make sense, but it shows that he's not been far off. You know, he's been on the wrong end of 3 game 5s. They could, you know, game 5 in 1v1 could obviously go anyway. Game 5 in Rocket League in general in the best 5 could go any way. In order for there to be a game 5, the players have to be very close. But I want to take a positive outlook on this and say that, you know, Firstkiller can regain from this. It's impressive to see him produce this level of performance while he's already eliminated. You know, credit to all the players who have done this. Zapatos and Razebull in stage 1. Now Firstkiller in stage 2. Also over there in Europe, we had Oski do this in stage 2. It's impressive to me that even with you know, elimination confirmed, they can still produce this kind of performance. A dominant display by Firstkiller. Overall, you know, a pretty messy display by CRR. This has been far from clinical from him, and not a successful look for the Esper either. Yeah, FK's already eliminated from playoff contention. 4 series losses for him, and there are 4 players in the group with already 2 series wins to their name, making it impossible for him to catch up with only 1 round left. But he's playing for 5th place right now, and with the way things are going, it looks like he's going to get it, because Lion Blaze is struggling on Corelli's stream against Cosmic. That is the other match with 5th, 6th place implications. Lion Blaze needs to reverse sweep Cosmic if he is going to stop Firstkiller from stealing his spot in the 5th place in the group. Firstkiller going to try and get a 10th goal, no doubt. Send CRR a message. You know, this is probably not the last time we'll see these two play. I do expect them both to be competitors, be contenders in the final stage 3 of the competition. CRR, of course, is still in this one, stage 2 as well. I would not be surprised to see another match between these two, and the fact that Firstkiller's beaten CRR in stage 1, now he's beaten him in stage 2 as well. They do match up again in stage 3. The mental edge is going to be there for Firstkiller. That could be crucial in order to get a run into the rest of the competition. Diaz is not yet confirmed top. No, AJ could steal it away from him. Oh, nice finish by CRR here. Firstkiller thought that he was running wide, but CRR's tricked him with a pre-flip shot of his own. That's really well done. A little turtle catch and then a pre-flip to send a ball that was rolling off target back into the bottom corner. It's all over though. CRR not able to get a game off Firstkiller today. Firstkiller's out of playoff contention, but will it be in 5th place? Will it be in 6th place? We'll find out once the final result of Cosmic vs Lion Blaze comes in later on. But we'll see CRR in the playoffs. He's not going to be top 2, but he is going to be in the playoffs once again for Salt Mine 3, the 2nd stage in a row. He does have a chance of making a run in that playoff bracket. Ben, do we have post-series highlights? I don't think we've watched any highlights in this series. We could take a look at that if we have a chance. You know, we'll have to have a chat with CRR again. He said he was going to beat Firstkiller next time they play. I don't know if he expected Firstkiller to be playing in this kind of form though. But yeah, just a disgusting level from Firstkiller today. The Esper, hopefully, for CRR, that's not something he plans to bring back again. I think it was probably a mistake. I'm not blaming the Esper for the loss, but I think it was probably part of it. CRR is actually someone we've had on the Chalkcast, the official podcast for Salt Mine 3. So if you want to hear from him, we did have a chance to interview him mid RLCS season. I think towards the end of the RLCS season that just finished. And yeah, it was really interesting to hear more about him. I think CRR is really starting to come out of his shell as a personality, and he's really an interesting player, leaving his continent to go and chase the Rocket League dream in NA. So far, having a lot of success as he does that. It's still the dominant display from Firstkiller. Overall, well played to him. He controlled the series despite CRR having more boost, more field control. It was Firstkiller who had the ball, and that proved to be potent in this match. Even though it's an interesting thing to note, Firstkiller had more possession. CRR had more touches. So looks like CRR is getting more close quarters touches in the ball. Firstkiller had more time where he was the last player to get a hit. Let's see if we've got any other results to report to you guys. It looks like, I think Diaz has confirmed #1 in the group, because although he's not beaten AJ, that series has gone to game 5, and that means that AJ can no longer catch up to Diaz game win-loss differential. So Diaz is confirmed as the #1 seed from Group A. The game 5 of that series is, I think, just started over there in CJ's channel, where we'll find out if Diaz can win the group undefeated, or if AJ is going to hand him his first loss in the competition. Actually, his first loss in competitive 1v1 history. This guy's undefeated. He's only just started, but he's already that good. As for Lion Blaze and Cosmic, this is a very important match as well. If Lion Blaze can reverse sweep Cosmic, then he will be taking Firstkiller's 5th place spot. Right now, Firstkiller is in 5th place though, and Lion Blaze is in 6th place. Lion Blaze needs to reverse sweep Cosmic if he wants to get back into that 5th place and get 1 point on the board, securing him his stage 3 spot for Salt Mine 3 is definitely helping him do that. We'll have to calculate the points at the end of the day, of course, after Group B is concluded.